A very good evening to you, and thank you for joining me at this time. I want to say thank you to those of you who joined in yesterday, who joined in on the first day. It's been a blast. It's been an amazing time having to have this unique conversation about supporting fathers during the perinatal period. It was the idea I conceived to include, you know, husbands and fathers knew that, especially in the experience of pregnancy, because I realized that it was not just the job of the woman alone. So fathers has to be have to be involved in this experience. And like I told a story on the first day of this event, and I told it yesterday again. I always like to begin by telling that story because a lot of times people would ask questions. Why is my mental health important? As a father, can't I just freestyle? You know, why do I have to take on so much? I feel like it's too much. And so I told the story because I wanted us to understand the perspective of why as parents being in a good mental health is important. And I'm going to tell that story again. There's a young lady who's doing very well for herself now at this time of her life, who was born to a family of army people. So her dad and her mom were in the army in India, and they norm over there in India is, since they live in the barracks, they send them a name tag to hang by their doorpost of where they are in terms of their rank. So they sent them at this time their name and their new rank. And so their 5 year old, who is this girl that is telling the story, this lady who is telling the story now, went to the father and said, how come we are three living in this house and it's just two people's name that is on the doorpost? Why is my name not on the doorpost? I think normally as a father, as a child, I mean, as a father or as a mother, what would you do? Would you shove your child off, or will you think, oh, what's this one doing? Are you not just a child? Please shift to one side. But guess what this Indian father did? He went ahead and said, okay, I'm going to show that you live in this house too, and I'm going to recognize you. I'm going to make you feel seen. A 5 year old is probably not recognized in most cases. So he went ahead, printed the name of her daughter, and printed the stage where she was at that time, PG, so and so name, and pasted it by the doorpost. And to her, as a 5 year old, that was the most recognizing and most defining thing for her because it gave her a sense of belonging. It made her feel seen, feel heard, feel relevant. And the moment she had that, that was what she needed for her growth. And to me, I appreciate what the father did, but I'd like to note and take note that it is only a mentally healthy father that can recognize situations and take advantage of those situations to kind of shape the mindset of the child. Now, your mental health is important for you because you need to have an improved experience as a human being. But when it has to do with you as a parent or you as a spouse, it requires not just for you alone, you have to do it now because there are other people in your climb, in your family, who you have to influence from your decisions. And that means you must be in a good mental position. Now, before I go ahead, I'd like to ask you to go to the description in this life right now. You find a link to join a mental health community for just fathers. Please, if you're not a father, don't join. If you're not a man, don't join. It is a mental health community that will allow fathers and fathers and new dads to vent and just talk about their challenges to becoming a father. And also, I am asking you to also go to that link. You see where I have a resource for you on understanding childcare. If you click on the link, you'll be able to purchase that resource that would give you will give you different scenarios on how you can take advantage of situations to parent your child and also be in the right frame of mind as a parent to give back the right kind of care to your child. So today, just before I go ahead, I want to thank you again for joining. Thank you for yesterday and thank you for today. I'm going to mention 5 tips again on how to support your spouse and still feel supported. how to support your spouse and still feel supported without breaking the bank, without spending so much. And I'm going to be focusing on, I've derived 5 hours. 5 hours. Somebody say with me, 5 hours. Aru, Aru. So I have derived 5 hours on how to support your spouse and still feel supported, and you don't have to break the bank, or you don't have to kind of spend so much to support your spouse, because I believe that when your spouse feels supported, they in turn too will be able to support you to go through your fatherhood experience. Now let's dive right in into the 5 hours I have derived. Please take note of these hours. They are going to be very important for you on the journey. If you have to write it down, go take a pen and paper and write it down for you to be able to use it maybe in the future. Now let's move on. What's the number 1 hour? Realize that it is not about one person's ambitions and goals alone. Now, how do you support your spouse when when you both, because of course you both are pregnant? Realize that it is not just about your ambitions alone. The woman had to put on hold her own ambitions to have to carry the child. And you are probably still going to work. You're not the one pregnant. Of course, you're going to work, you're living your life, you're hanging out with your guys, you're doing your thing, but this woman has to take a step backward. She probably has to stop doing certain things because she's now pregnant. By the time she gets to a certain trimester, she can't go to work anymore. She can't live her dreams. She's probably some women actually suffer the first trimester sicknesses that makes them feel so drowsy, and they're not able to get on. Thank you very much. They're not able to get on with the experience. So you must realize that even those one person's ambitions and goals have been put on hold, it is still relevant. It is still important, and you must act it out. You must let them know verbally. You must encourage them with what you say and your disposition and the way you kind of truncate certain things that you're doing to be there for them. So, number 1 hour, realize that it is not one person's ambitions and goals alone. Even though one person's ambitions have been put on hold, it is now your turn to, of course, you are still doing your stuff. So you must be able to verbally let them know that, oh, I realize, I see you, I understand. So realize that it is not about you alone. Number two, the moment you do this, you're already making your by the way, you're already making your wife feel like, oh, this person understands me, this person is concerned about me, this person cares about me, this person cares about my future, and understands that I have to put my life on hold for this process. The next one, recognize each person's goal and show solidarity and understanding of how this experience could have affected their goals. Now, the first R was realize. Now, the second one is recognize. You must realize. Realizing is you. It's kind of like a revelation. Now, recognizing is now you taking action to show that you see that. Oh, I see that you had this so and so goal to do this and do that. Now it is time for me to recognize that, oh, I remember that when we just got married, you said you wanted to go and provide water for one community. Now you're pregnant, you can't do it anymore, but I promise you, as soon as we're done, we're going to go get this done. Or I can help you get some people to get it done. There's nothing as fulfilling as helping someone live their dreams and their goals. It's not about money. I keep telling people, it's not about money. It is the effort that you put in to show this person that you are supportive of their, especially for people that are married to women who have goals, ambitions, visions, and you must show them that you are in support of those visions. And even if they are pregnant, they can still live out those visions. Even if they are birthing a child, they can still live out those visions with your support. So you must recognize and show it. The next point is replace. Now, this is very important, and it's important for both the male and the female, because we live in a society where we rate people by the activities that they do. But replace big habits with macro habits. You do not have to meditate for 2 hours a day. 5 minutes of it can help improve your experience. One task I want to give you is When your mind is not actively engaged with any activity, use that time to be grateful and thankful for something. For example, when you are just washing your hands, or when you are just sitting on the toilet system, or you're just not doing anything very serious, you should be able to tweak your mind to be grateful at that time, because what this does for you is that it promotes your mental health and also promotes, your sense of involvement. Like, it kind of bring you back to the now. So you must reduce the you don't need to, actually, if you can do your meditation for more than an hour, great, but you don't need to have all the time to meditate. But if you are able to do your macro small tiny habits, please replace them with the big huge habits. You don't have to pray for 5 hours. You can pray for 5 minutes as soon as you remember. Every five minutes that you remember, or every five minutes that you you probably you're washing your hands, or you're just doing something else that is not so engaging. Maybe you're at work, or you are in school, or you're busy with something. The moment your mind is a little bit engaged, engage it immediately with positive attitude, like meditation and thanksgiving. So this will help you, for you to be able to support your spouse, and it will also help you for you to see the things that you are grateful for as a human being, and in that way you'll be able to support your spouse. The next point is reach. The next point is reach out for help when you feel overwhelmed. Example of helps that you can reach out for is getting a place that you can vent, a safe space. That is why I have said to you today that you must find a way. Thank you very much, guys. You must find a way to reach out for help. And I've said to you today, if you go to the description of this live, you'll be able to find a community of fathers. It is just for fathers. Yes, I know that I have community of women, but I'm creating this support community for fathers now. Find a way to a venting, space where you can vent and talk about how you feel. Don't believe that lie that, oh, don't talk, don't say anything. Men are not supposed to talk too much. That is why you guys box up a lot of things and you're dying inside. Find a safe space that understands your struggles and will not be judgmental towards you, and is able to provide you with the questions and the fears and the anxieties that come into your mind, because you're a human being. Remember yesterday I said that if they cut your body, being a man, if they cut your body, it's blood that will flow. It's not water. Being a man does not immune you from being a human being. Being a man does not mean that you are not going to, the moment you are welcome, Pedra. We're happy to have you. So it doesn't mean that you're immune to anything. So you must find a place that you can vent and be vulnerable. And you must also take advantage of resources and podcasts. Please use resources online. Thank God we have the internet. There are so many resources that can be used online to improve your experience. I don't want to say therapy, because you guys will say, oh, therapy is what everybody just runs away from therapy. But therapy is a blessing, and if you can afford it, go for it. If you can't afford it and you are able to use your threshold, please use resources and podcasts and educating videos to help point you to ways that you can navigate this time. This podcast and these resources that you should use online will help you and kind of give you a sense of what things to do at this time that you are having a new experience. So reach out for help and make use of resources that are available for you online. The last point, reduce expectations. Now, this is the fifth point, and the fifth R, reduce expectations. This is the most important point of them all, because I'm going to marry this back to why this married back to the topic of today: how to support your spouse and still feel supported, how to support your spouse without breaking the bank. Reduce expectations from your spouse and partner. At this time, they too are trying to get by and may not be able to be a world class chef, a prayer warrior, and a sex queen in the other room like they used to be. This point helps you not to associate these changes to you, right? Because it is not about you, it is about where they are as a human being right now. Because your wife probably was a world class chef. She cooks why, well, she cooks more than Hilda, you know. She cooks pretty much well, and she's a prayer warrior. She does the cooking, she gives you in the other room, you know, everything is, you know what I mean. But you need to understand that the expectations needs to come down, because this person is now facing, not like pregnancy is not being sick. Some people even have an improved experience during pregnancy, but the major thing that could have been happening to them at that time might not be their health. It could even be psychological. They're struggling to come in terms with what just happened to them. And so you must come to a place of understanding that, oh, this person is probably experiencing a change in their life, and I must begin to reduce those expectations, and you know, try not to be resentful towards them, you know, and try not to be angry. I read somewhere that a partner was saying that, oh, that when uh that the yeah, the wife is about 6 months post pregnant and post delivery, and she's still denying him of sex, that if he goes out now, that you know, they will start saying the man has cheated. I'm like, what? I'm not saying that sex is important, of course. I'm someone who advocates for good sex in marriage and all, but you need to reduce your expectations. It's not going to be the same like when you guys just got married, or when she was not pregnant. It is not going to be the same, so you must reduce your expectation. She's not going to cook you breakfast, lunch, dinner. There are days she will not be able to do that. There are also days, even if she's not pregnant, you know, but there are days where she will not even be able to do anything for herself. You need to reduce those expectations and try as much as possible to come in, you know, where she's not able to do those things for herself. So it has been my 5 hours on how to support your spouse without breaking the bank. And in all of these things, I did not there's no in my 5 hours. There's no money in my 5 hours. All of them are going to be your behavior and your disposition when your wife is pregnant and when your wife is postpartum. These are the 5 hours that you should keep in mind when your wife is either pregnant and recently postpartum, for you to support her and still feel supported, and also give yourself a kind of mental health improved experience. So it has been my 5 hour. The first one was realize. Number two, recognize, replace, reach out, and reduce. So this has been yeah, you want money, please give them money. Money is important, I know. Please give women money. Everybody loves money. I love money. But I always say this, let's take money out of the way. But by the way, I'm bringing out a video about your money and your mental health. Let's remove money from the world. What other value can you bring to the table apart from money? That money gone gone. that, that money gone gone, right? Anyways, yes, I know that. Please give your wives money. Yes, so men, give your wife money. You can see in the chats that they are saying that you should give them money. Give your wife money. It is important. But you know, some men don't have that grace to give their wife money. They don't have it. So if they cannot give money, they should give support. And women should not just glamour on money alone. So if your husband is not giving you as much money as you want, he should be able to at least give you a kind of support system that makes you, you know, supports you to go and make the money. I know some of the women are watching this right now are money magnets, and they are growing so well and making money in their different endeavors. So your spouse might not be able to give you money. Yeah, yeah. Might not be able to give you money, but a kind of support goes a long way to make this woman kind of inspire this woman to go out there and make all the money. And at the end of the day, like I said, marriage is two of you against the world. I repeat, it is two people against any other person. So even if it's one person that is making money, but the other person is supporting the other person, two of you can do it together. Nobody will now feel like, oh, I'm working so hard and I'm not feeling supported. Meanwhile, you can be working so hard, and when you turn around and look at your spouse, you feel a sense of support from them, and you don't feel resentment towards them, because you know that, okay, they are not bringing in so much money, but they were there, yeah, they were there, yeah, they are, you know, they are verbally inspirational. They help you run around to do one or two things. They help you do that, and they make sure that they even bring in customers for you. They advertise your products. You know, those are the way to support your spouse, right? So it is not just about money alone. There are so many things that you can do for not just your spouse alone, in friendship, in relationships, to show a sense of support that is not money alone. So you guys look out for my money and mental health video. It's a 9 minutes video. You will enjoy it. It's different from what you know about your money and mental health. And if you are not subscribed to this channel, please go ahead and subscribe. We are Mic Stars. Thank you to Ezra, Nike, and Ore yesterday. We are Mic Stars. Now, I want to thank you so much for joining me. If you're a father and you're watching this right now, please go to the description, click the link so that you can join a community of fathers that will help promote your mental health, where you can vent and discuss your struggles and your anxieties. Also, I want to recommend that you also go to the description button. You'll find a link to find my book on Understanding Childcare. That book is a practical example on how to take advantage of situations in your parenting journey to parent in the right form of way for an improved experience for you and your child. Now, please join me for my book launch. This is my last point. Please join me again. I'll be sharing all the information about this on all across my social media platform. It will be sometime in July. Please join me again for this live for my book launch, Like Mother, Like Child. One of the thank you. One of the um what's the word now? The person who forwarded this book is, oh no, she's not yet today. She's one of the women in my community, and this book is a book that is written to make women realize how they can re-engineer their thought patterns to use it to grow their mental experience all through their pregnancy period. Now, we understand that pregnancy and postpartum is unique to each woman, and the experiences are different. A woman must have suffered a miscarriage, and that woman must have suffered a divorce, and that woman must have lost her business. Every of that aspect is represented in that book. And the reason why I use each of those scenarios to talk about in that book is because I want women to be able to re-engineer their thought patterns in each of those experiences and use it for an improved experience, improved mental health experience. It is a book for every mother. This is not for fathers now. For every mother, new mother, old, all the mothers that have ever been mothers, for them to be able to see how they can utilize their experiences, use those experiences, re-engineer their thought patterns, and create an improved experience for themselves. Please join me again. And if you need a copy of this book, I want you to go under this video when it has uploaded. I'll probably share the link again, and drop me a comment on why you need it. I'll be giving out 3 free copies of this new book on the launch day. Drop me a comment on why you need Like Mother Like Child, and I'll be choosing from the comment section and to get the 3 people that I want to choose to get a free copy. This is my giveaway for those of you who have joined me today, and all of you that have joined me. I am so honored and blessed to have you here today with me. Thank you for joining me and creating this seamless and making this experience seamless and easy and interesting. You made me want to show up again today. Thank you for encouraging me. Nikki, I saw what you did on the community. Thank you very much. Glory, I thank you for being a huge source of inspiration to me. I thank every one of you. Juju, I can see you. Thank you for all the support that you give the women in the community. Thank you guys. Please, if you're not subscribed to the channel, it's a good time to subscribe now and share this link with all other people so that they can watch it and learn from it. Share it with the men in your community. They need to see this so that we can have better men, in our society. Thank you again for joining me. Please look out for the graphic poster for my book launch so that you can be a part of it. And remember to search this video and drop me a comment about why you need Like Mother Like Child book. That book is selling at 8,500. And so if you have a copy of it, you know what that book means. So please, if you're interested, drop me a comment and let me know why you would need the book. And I am more than happy to choose 3 people to do a giveaway for that book. Thank you again. I'll see you guys on the next. Bye bye. I don't know what else am I supposed to say. Nothing else. All right. Thank you, Mark AB. Thank you so much. Thank